Hey, what's happening? You know what it is, man. Biggest dog of them all, Bigg Dawg Blast. And guess what? I'm shooting moves with Detroit, Babe. All right.
All right. Bigg Dawg Blast is a DJ, radio personality, CEO of Street Hitter DJs, and host of Michigan Gangsters video mixtape. First, let's start with your name. How did you come about the choice of the name, or was it given to you?
So the name actually means best friend, like big dog, like your dog. And when I say the biggest dog of them all, that's when I'm your best friend. So, yeah, my name was DJ Blast, and then as time went on, I started feeling like that was dated. It started sounding old school DJ Blast, and then when I got on the radio as a voice on the radio, I just changed it to Bigg Dawg, and that came from I got a sweater for Christmas and it said Bigg Dawg on it, and then it just came to me Bigg Dawg Blast, and then I was like, that means I'm your friend. I'm the biggest dog of them all. I'm your best friend. A lot of people think when I say big dog, a lot of people thought I was heavy, or they thought I was trying to be a dog. They had the name all wrong, but small thinking. But it's just basically I'm just your friend, man. I'll do what a dog would one of your dogs would do for you.
Absolutely. And taglines such as "He is the biggest dog of them all" and "Hold on to the leash and walk
Yeah,
the dog"
yeah,
were coined by you.
yeah.
What made you incorporate that into how you present while broadcasting? Where did that come from?
So the whole thing with the biggest dog, really, I said that on a mixtape. So let me back that up. I said the biggest dog of them all on the mixtape, and I didn't even realize it. One of my boys said, "Man, that was cold. You said the biggest dog of them all." I was like, "I said that," and I was like, "Well, I use that, and that's gonna mean I'm your best friend." But hold on tight to the leash, walk your dog. That just basically mean, hey man, just stick by me, man. Don't drift off on the radio. Meaning don't change the dial. Just don't go nowhere. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's clever.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been a staple on the airwaves in the community of Metro Detroit for so many years. I could honestly say I grew up listening to you, and it was something that I look forward to hearing your voice on the radio, and your personality just peeked through at us as an audience in the car or wherever we listen. While making arrangements to talk with you today, I actually learned that you started out as a DJ. And are you originally from Detroit?
Yep. I'm from Detroit.
Okay.
West Side Detroit.
All right. Give us a little background on your upbringing here in the city. Talk about life here and how you got into DJing.
All right. So it was on a humble that I started DJing because I was at one of my friends' house that stayed around the corner from me. We was outside. I think we was playing catch or something. He's like, "I'm about to go in my house and DJ," and I said, I remember this. I was like, "DJ, what you mean? Like you be scratching and stuff?" He's like, "Yeah." So I said, "Let me see." So we went in, showed me his DJ equipment, and turned it on, and I'm watching him like play the music, and he was scratching, and I was just so amazed by that. I'm like, "Damn, that's sweet as hell." So I was asking him, I was inquiring about the price of the turntables and the mixer and the records and all that. So he was giving me some heavy price, like it was some crazy numbers. So I went to my stepdad at the time, and I told him what I wanted, and he's like, "Well, look, man, you wanted to be in a band, you wanted to be a mechanic, and
How do I know you're serious?"
Yeah, exactly. So you wanted to do this, and I'm 15 at this time, so all this everything I was doing, which was kind of cool at the time because at least I was trying to find myself. You know what I mean? Because I was dipping in and out of shit, and I do that to this day. To this day, I will pick up some. I might put it down. You just never know. If it's not working, then I go on to the next. But so when my stepdad said that to me, he said, "I got you everything you wanted. Maybe if you do it yourself this time, maybe you'll stick to it." And I was mad as hell at him. I was like, "This whole ass nigga, man." You know what I'm saying? So I used to be a junior usher at the old Tiger Stadium, right? Which means I used to wipe seats for tips.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so my boy had took the price down because he told me $250, and at 15, $250, what the fuck at that time? No way. And that's probably what scared my stepdad. Like, I'm not giving you no $250 fucking dollars for some shit you probably not gonna. But so then, fast forwarding, my boy was like, "Man, because he had got the turntables that he actually wanted, so he had the startup kit." He said, "I tell you what, you can get these turntables for $50.
Okay.
said, okay, cool. So at Tiger Stadium, wiping my ass off, man, wipe the seats down. So I think I had like 40, like $42 or something I had made. I came back, I got home, went to his house, knocked on his door. I said, look, man, I got $42, dog. I really want them turntables. He's like, oh, here you come with this sob ass story. Give me the money. Took the turntables home, and the rest is history, man. The rest is history.
How did you come along with the name Blast, DJ Blast?
Well, my boy, we was coming up with names. And first my name was DJ Too Smooth, and I don't even know where the hell I got that from. But it was actually a DJ Too Smooth out here.
Oh.
After I changed my name. I was like, I don't like that name, Too Smooth. I'm gonna go with Blast. And when I did that, that was that. That's what I just called myself, DJ Blast. Yeah.
Understood. Okay.
Yeah. There was no reason for it. It just me and my boy was just throwing names around in his basement, and that's what I came up with.
Okay, and it definitely sticks.
Yeah.
Okay. I was listening to an interview you did with DJ Don Q, and he mentioned the wizard, Jeff Mills. Don Q talked about how he would record and listen to the wizard's mixes and try to decipher what was happening or being done, because it wasn't like nowadays there were no visuals.
Right.
It reminded me of the story you told me about listening to the radio and wondering how they did everything, and once you got into the studio, putting the sounds with the equipment you have access to at that moment. You also talked about how you would be at home recording the end of the year top tracks countdown, and how surreal it felt to be in the moment in time of actually living out the role of a DJ in the mix during the countdown compared to just listening from home.
Right.
What made you get into radio? Is that something you always wanted to do?
I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, but I didn't think it could happen.
Okay.
Yeah, because at the time, everybody was talking about going to Specs Howard, the broadcasting school. So
that appeared to be your only way to get in.
That appeared to be my only way to get in. So I felt like if I took this class, I may be able to get in, but the class was $5,000, and I didn't have $5,000 to take. At that time, now it's like $20,000-$30,000 or whatever, I guess. But at that time, it was $5,000 when I checked into it. So I said, oh, fuck, I can't do that. So it was a dream, and it was also a dream to be on JLB because at the time, my girlfriend at the time, with my son and mama, she was like, you should try to go to, which is 107.9. It was 105.9 jams back in the day. And she's like, that's more you, because they more street and just wow. And I was like, yeah, but I want to be on that station because that's just a big ass radio station. And if I can get over there and be a DJ and a radio personality, because they didn't have that over at JLB. It was just either you was a voice, you was either like Bushman, or you was like a Don Q, which it was Gary Chandler and Kim James at the time. But it was never two doing the same thing. So when I got over there, I opened up that door where now you got Dr. Darius, you get DJ BJ. You know, I was the first one. Well, yeah, I was the first one of
playing multiple roles
that was able to do both. That I can rock a party and I can get on the mic.
Yeah.
So what was that question though?
What made you get into radio?
Oh, right. So okay, so yeah, that was something. So I wound up one of my friends put me in a situation at this radio station in Highland Park with WHPR. A lot of people go there now. So that was my way in. So he's like, man, I know you want to get on radio. It's not JLB, but you can get on this radio station. I said, oh, fuck it, let's try it. So I got in there, I did the DJing, and then they let me get on the mic. And I was like, damn, I like the way this feels. You know what I'm saying? And I was working in the strip club too, so that kind of gave me, that helped me develop my talking skills because I didn't know how to talk at first. When I got to the strip club, I just played the music. And he was telling me like, you gotta talk, you gotta tell people about drinks, you gotta call the girls. I was like, well, shit, I don't know how to talk. No, fuck, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say to them. So he told me to go around to different clubs and study different DJs doing it. So I did. So that kind of trained me to have the voice on the microphone. So I started in Highland Park and did that for I don't know, probably about 2 years maybe. And I ran across a dude that worked at JLB. His name was G Raw. I seen him at an event, tapped in with him, You know, we got cool, real cool. And about fast forward and hung out for about 2-3 years. And then he got me on the radio.
Wow.
Hollered at Kim James, and I started out as a special guest mixer during their holiday weekends.
Okay.
Yeah, they Mixing Impossible weekends. I started out as that, and then I told Kim I wanted to talk too, right? So he's like, I let him hear a demo of me talk. He said, "Hey, yeah, you sound pretty good. Just a couple things you need to work on." I was like, "Okay, cool." So fast forwarding, I get hired in the station finally as a mixer, just a mixer. And one night I was up there at 2 a.m. doing a mix show while they was playing, and it was a guy, the announcer was there. He said, I said, "Open the mic and let me say what y'all say." FM 98 WGLB, right? So I said it, and he's like, "Man, you did that pretty good." And Kim James heard me, and Kim James is like, "Dawg, you sounded real good doing that." So Kim James went to the program director because they was trying to get rid of the show or something, and they didn't have nobody to do it or something like that. Kim's like, "Blast can do it."
Wow.
So, so the dude was like, "Can you do it?" I'm playing stupid, but I'm trying to be humble. I'm like, "Yeah, I'll give it a try." He's like, "All right, well, you do it this weekend."
Wow.
Man, I was so goddamn happy when I got home. I was like, "Yo, they gonna let me do this shit. They gonna let me do this shit Saturday night, 2 o'clock in the morning."
That goes to show.
Boom, I was in there. Rest is history.
Yeah.
When they heard me, they started asking me to fill in for everybody. From Chris Kelly, Reggie Reg, Bushman.
Chris Kelly.
Yeah.
Reggie Reg. Bushman.
Yeah, because they Reggie Reg was doing afternoons, Bush was at night. So I was always feeling, that's why my name grew so big, because once they realized that I was good enough that they can put me in any one of those positions, that like the ratings, it wouldn't hurt, because I could be hype at night, I could be mellow in the morning, and I could be kind of chilled in the midday. The afternoon. So it worked out perfect. And every week somebody was taking off. The timing was perfect.
Yeah.
Like this week, Chris might take 1 day off. Then Reggie might take off 2 days later. So it seemed like I was on every day. You know what I'm saying? Because I pretty much was.
And then you just became a staple.
I was like, yeah, you thought that I was one of them.
Yeah. So, I think that is just like a very good representation or symbolism for just taking a chance and just speaking up. Because like you said, you were like curious. You wanted to try it.
Yeah. I wanted to do it, man. And it was so great. And what really was an honor was like Reggie Reg was the one that I really wanted to do it because I used to hear him on the radio.
Okay.
And I used to hear how the people would call and be happy to speak to him.
Yeah.
And even I called one day and got a hold to him. Was like, "Reg," you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, "Damn," and I heard myself on the radio talking to him, and I just thought that shit was so dope. And I was like, man, I wanted to do that. And
you came from a fan to a peer.
yes. And I really felt great when he heard, because I had to come the first day I really did the big show. Now let me go to this part. So when I was doing the mix show, that was an hour show every Saturday, right? That was just a quick little hour, and the DJ was mixing. So my program director asked me, he said, "Hey man, would you be willing to do a 4-hour show on a Saturday?"
Yeah.
Playing dumb again. Sure. I think I can do it. Hey, motherfucker, you know you want to do it. Quit playing. I said, yeah, okay. All right, I'm there. I'm doing it. So I come in there. Reggie was getting off. Now I'm pumped because I'm coming in behind the person I idolize.
Yeah.
So I'm asking him. I said, "So, hey man, I was always doing the mix shows, but I never did this. So tell me, when do I talk?" So he telling me, the screen's like right here. You see, you talk right here. This is where it lets you know when to talk. He telling me all the shit how to do. He said, "You know how to do the phone calls?" "Yeah, I know how to do the phone calls. I got that. I just didn't know when to speak because, So he leaves. I do my first break. He called me on the hotline. He said, "How many times you done this?" I said, "This is my first time." He said, "This your first time?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Nigga, you cold as fuck with it."
You it.
He said, "This your first time doing it?" I said, "It's my first time, bro. What you just heard, that was my first time talking over from one song to the next like that." He said, "You got it, dog. It's just a few things I could teach you, but you got it."
Yeah, just a natural.
And I was on cloud nine that whole show.
Like you said, from the person that you idolize.
I heard it from him.
Nobody else could tell you.
Nobody else could tell me nothing. You couldn't. Nobody else could say anything. Reggie said, "I got it, nigga," and I fuck with Reggie. So that's what that was.
Yes, yes. Okay. You came into the industry in 2001. Even as a listener, I can see differences in the radio
Mm-hmm.
and, how things are ran just from a listener, how it seems. What are the changes you've experienced during your time on air? Have you ever thought of quitting?
No, I never thought of quitting. Things have changed. It's got more structure to it now, because it's more corporate ran. It's not, the world has changed. You know what I'm saying? So visuals now, you know what I'm saying? So it's not just going on there, cracking the mic, having a good time. They want you to have a good time, but you got other requirements that you have to do while you're there. And it's not because they're acting asshole. It's just the world has changed, and we got to keep up with the world. It ain't just getting on, hey, F98, blah, 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 run a call, and then that. No, hey, we got social media. We got to tell them, hey, go to this page to see this, and we got to load that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? We have to be the ones to find the content, put it on the page, and drive our listeners to our social media pages, Facebook and Instagram, whatever it was. And in the beginning, yeah, it was hard because I didn't give a shit about that.
Because you weren't exactly on social media yourself.
I wasn't on social media myself. So now that I understand it, now it's easier for me because okay, yeah, because they kept saying like this gonna benefit y'all. You know what I'm saying? And the world has changed. You got to do this. You got to do this. And it was hard for a lot of us. Like we just wasn't used to that. We just was just used to going in there, talking our shit, running a few callers, and playing the music and just having a good time. Now it's like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? And luckily everything kind of runs itself, so it gives us more time to look for the shit that they want us to look for. You know what I'm saying? Because you go crazy trying to do this, run this, and be doing this. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of work. So it was stressing a lot of us out, but we made it, and and then we didn't have no interns neither no more. So that fucked us all up. Like, so everything was basically on you. Only people that had interns or show producers was the morning shows. None of us had that. It's like,
So it was a big learning curve.
yeah, but it panned out though. You know what I'm saying? So I learned, I understand. I'm still learning more, but yeah, it worked out fine.
Okay.
It took a long time though. That was the old head in us. Like, but them little young niggas would come in. This is what they do. So yeah.
Okay, before you mentioned colleagues of yours and how pieces of them are a part of you from delivery and cadence and other things. Also, you mentioned how you've left an imprint on those that you discovered and who you followed after and who have followed after you. Expand on that for us. How did you get here? Who influenced you, and in turn, who do you see traits of yourself in?
All right, so the people that influenced me is a combination from the voices and the DJs. The voice, the number one voice, as I said, was Reggie Reg. And then Dr. Darius, he influences me. The way he describes things over the radio. Like, he can paint the picture for you very well over the radio. You can hear him, and he'll tell you, he'll draw out a story, and you will get it.
Yeah.
And it's very clear, it's very understood. And so I learned that from him.
Okay.
I learned how to shine a light on whoever I'm working with, whether it's a DJ or whoever, host, whatever. And it makes him look good. He taught me. Reggie was good at that too, and I believe he got that from Reggie. Probably don't even know it because he was just an intern for Reggie Reg. So he picked up a lot of things. But if he was to say something like, "All right, so Bigg Dawg Blast is gonna be at this club," blah 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 blah, he makes it sound like it sounds believable. It's not.
Should be there.
Yeah, and he's not being selfish with it, like being dry with it. Yeah, so Blast gonna be over at the club. Y'all go check it out. Yeah. He gonna give detail on Blast gonna be there. They gonna have the drinks. He gonna be DJing. He gonna be turning it up, and it makes him look good. Some people don't do that. They just say they'll be over there.
Exactly. Now getting to that point is an excellent point, and I think that it is so commendable when people just have that naturally as a part of their character. Obviously, you got different individuals, but what do you think stands in the way of some people who just aren't willing to give, just kind of like freely support those that are their colleagues or
Fear. Fear of
they may be above me
or competition. You know, you might be in competition with them and you don't know it. They're more in competition with you than you are with them. So sometimes I feel that people will be like that because they're not. It's not them, and this goes on for anybody. Like you might have a person that don't want to post you on social media because they feeling like they handing you the torch, but you really not. You just giving her a piece of something. Now that's up to her to do what she gonna do. Now if I put something on my page about somebody, or if I give somebody a shine, it's up to them to do what they gotta do with that light.
Yeah.
Now I'm not gonna keep shining it on. When it's on and I say what I'm gonna say, the rest is up to you.
Yeah.
And I'm never afraid of that.
Yeah.
I'm never afraid of shining because I know me. I know what I'm about. I can do about 6 other things.
That's a fact.
So I'm not worried. I'm not worried about ever giving nobody the light.
It doesn't hurt you to plug.
It don't hurt me at all because I got 3-4 things that I'm doing. So you a DJ and I'm a DJ. All right, cool. I can shine a light on you as a DJ.
Yes.
You a host, club host? That's cool because I'm a club host. I can shine a light on you as that because I understand that role. You know what I'm saying? Radio, whatever. I'm good at. I'm cool.
Okay, and so since I could remember, it's been either booths, bottles, and birthdays, which is every Saturday at Club Echelon, or some sort of consistent weekly party attached to your name, with you hosting live on the radio for years now. How do you do it all? What keeps you fueled and driven?
For one, by me been doing it so long, I want them to see the same person that they remembered. So knowing that, I know what I got to go in there and do.
Like it was for you and Reggie Reg?
Well, no, it's just that you don't want to. So your question is, how do I keep the energy up when I'm doing these clubs? Is that what you asked me? Like.
Yeah, that part. But like you said, you want people to realize the familiarity. You want to stay present, and I'm saying that's similar to people like Reggie Reg because he was just kind of like a staple in the community.
Yeah, but I don't want to. Okay, maybe I misunderstood the question.
I was just going off your response.
Okay.
Yeah, as far as with you doing this for so many years.
Yeah.
Now,
how am I not tired yet?
How do you stay locked in?
Yeah.
Like, what drives you?
Oh, I mean, well, the people pick me and put me in those places. So, that's pretty much how that goes. You know what I'm saying? And on the streets, I do my workout on the streets and get booked for events. But as far as when it comes to the radio station, a lot of times they just might have put me in. Just like even with booth bottles and birthdays, that wasn't my party originally. That was Bushman's party, but he decided not to. He declined when we got back from Corona. He didn't want to do it. So they put me in there. Him and I think Darius couldn't do it because they were supposed to be first pick. Bush first because it was his party. Then Darius. Darius said he didn't want to do it because he was already committed to something. So they put me in. So it's like I gotta build it and make it mine now because it was Bushman. So it's like
rebranding almost.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, and it's not a struggle or nothing like that. It's just when I first walked into it, I had that thought like, okay, how do I make this me now? Because it was always Kim and Bush for that, and that party was going for like 4 years. It was Kim and Bush. Now here I am coming in, you know what I'm saying? And Kim got his way set because him and Bush had their chemistry. Now I got to try to build something with Kim. So it's changing now because I'm wild, and you know what I'm saying? I'm wild in there. I'm all over the place. So Kim he's adjusting too. I had to back down a little bit and he had to speed it up a little bit. So now it's starting to click. You know what I'm saying? It was definitely bumpy the first couple weeks though.
Okay. Like how do you pretty much figure out how to actively bounce ideas off of each other without clashing? Or just like how do you, with time and doing this so long, how do you realize what to pick up on? Okay, like I can't do this, I can't be this way around this person, or it just may not be best that I work with this person. Like how do you decipher all of that?
Well, again, in our situation, we're put in these situations, so
you don't have any.
Yeah, it's like it's either you're gonna do it or you're not, but you in there. So most of the time, we're not gonna say no. So we're gonna go in there and again, we just have to figure it out. Figure out, okay, all right, I know Blast. He like this type of shit. He like this type of music. So I'm going to give him this type of music. That get him hype, and that get the crowd hype. And then I have to, in return, when they do something that's probably out of my character, that I really don't, he might play something slow or, a ballroom set that really don't do shit for me. But I'm not going to down that. I'm not going to be like, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to still be the best that I can, but it's going to be back down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it's just a give and take thing. He do for me, I'm going to do for you. You know what I'm saying? So, and it works out. But a lot of times you have these but these new hosts and DJs working together, and they not complimenting one another. I see that a lot. Everybody, they just individual. All right, such and such DJ, I'm the host, and that's that. So the DJ's not paying attention that the music is too loud and you can barely hear the host. So they not, fuck him, you know what I'm saying? I'm the one playing the music. That's not how I work. So by me being a DJ and a host, I know both roles. If I got a host that's working with me, we now work together, and I'm DJing, and I hear them swimming in the music like they can barely get their shit across because they really don't even know how to fucking host. That's a whole nother conversation. But anyway, they really don't. They can barely be heard over the mic. So I gotta try to bring the music down, try to level that shit out. You know what I'm saying? Now that's just the vet in me.
Yeah.
I don't expect them to be happy that I'm there and shine a light on me.
That's another part of it.
Yeah, I mean you're supposed to give and take. It's a give and take thing. If you listen to me on the radio, I'm shouting scratch out the whole fucking time.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm shouting kill out the whole fucking time. These are niggas that's playing the music. So it's not about me. It's
the bigger
it's
picture.
It's the bigger picture. It's about us, the brand, JLB, the club, what we got going on. I'm already talking. They already gonna know what's going on with me.
Exactly.
I'm already saying my name. I ain't got to sit up and just brag and boast about me. Exactly. When they hear me, I say my catchphrase. Who friend is that? Shit like that. That's me. That's my shit. But I'm throwing the shine on Kim or Scratch or the club and the station.
Because it doesn't take away from you.
It don't take away from me.
And then, like you said, with being a vet and with being mature, you just learn how to do things that's just gonna make the process flow smooth.
Yeah, because you want everybody to get in and get out, have a good time, and just at the end of the night, that was a good night. Versus somebody going home like, this motherfucking man.
He's a problem starter.
This nigga, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because it be like that. You know what I'm saying? We done had our moments like that. Like, this motherfucker ain't doing what he's supposed to do. Look at this, look at that. You know what I'm saying? So you do have to, somebody has to be the bigger person. And a lot of times I will take that role and say, all right, well, let me do some adjusting for everyone. Yeah. And then maybe I can get something out of them. And a lot of times I do.
Yeah. I've seen that live and in action, and it's very beneficial to the people around you. It's a learning experience, and I think that it's important to have that as a personality trait because sometimes people do learn through experience, sometimes people learn through observation. So, I think those are good and admirable qualities to have.
Yeah.
Have you ever broken any records or gotten any plaques? If so, which ones, and how does that feel, and what all comes with that?
Well, I've gotten plaques for different artists, major artists, for my role that I might have done on radio. And honestly, these plaques were just coming because of my position in radio. Yeah, I helped because we did play the records on the radio or in the mix or whatever. But it's more of an appreciation, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, Blast did support, so we get him a plaque. Which is cool. It's good for looking at people come to your house, they see it. But what my real accomplishment in was helping an artist was helping Nisha and Shay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nisha. How did that all work out?
Okay, so Nisha and Shay, Floss was working with Nisha, Floss a lot, was working with Nisha and Shay. So he asked me to come meet her one day he was doing a video shoot or a photo shoot at his office. So I went up there, I met her, and he let me hear one of the songs. And at the time, I think she was reminded me of Dej Loaf at the time. Okay. And I was like, yeah, she kind of sounded like Dej Loaf, but that's cool, you know what I mean? And you my man, I'll help you support this. So a couple days later, we were talking about her, and he was giving me the whole backstory on her, like her whole everything. And which when I heard the story, I'm like, damn, this girl deserves a shot. You know what I mean? She really needs this. And he sent me this song on the cloud that was produced by Helliver. And I said, yo, this right here, this the one. I said, this the one. I said, but this what we gonna do. We're gonna keep doing it, because she had a song called Don't Push Me. That was the first song, single. I said, let's just keep pushing that over the radio, on the streets. I said, but one day I'm gonna call you and I'm gonna tell you we're gonna start on this record. I don't know when, but I'm just let me feel this the way I want to feel it. Never forget it. It was May 1st. And I was driving to work, getting ready to get on the radio, and it was a nice sunny day. And I said, today is gonna be the day I'm gonna fuck with this record. And I played the record at 6 o'clock because I came on at 6. It was Unsigned Hype, 6:05. I played it, and it was then, and then I played it in my mix show at 9, the 9 o'clock blast, and just from that point on, I just went hard on the record, and it took off. It really took off. Like, you know what I mean? I started getting people to support it. You know, the people at the station, Don, Scratch, Kim, everybody started to support it. Now, again, I don't really know Nisha. Yeah. This is what makes this story so great. I don't know her like this. I just met her once or twice, but it was through Floss that the connection was built. Yeah. So even when I would go to her shows and see her, or she would come to the club, because I'd be like, bring her to the club. It'd be a hi, hey, how you doing? You know, shake hands, give a hug, kick it for a hot second. But I never grew a big relationship with her. Never been to her house. She never been to my house. We never had a drink or nothing together. It was just I really wanted to help the girl. So when her career started taking off, that's when I said I did it. Yeah. I planted that.
You played a role in that.
I actually played a role in that. I absolutely played a role in that.
Just like similar to the story you told me about Doughboy Cash Out, which nobody knows.
Yeah. So yeah, I did. There was another situation where someone was asking me through it was Def Jam, kept asking me about who was hot here in the city, and I told him it was Doughboys Cash Out at the time, and I told him these guys, Team Eastside. That's what I was like, man, these guys named Team Eastside, they starting to gain some traction. So he was like, well, who hotter, Doughboys or the Team Eastside? I said, well, if I had to say who's hotter, it's definitely the Doughboys at this point. But like I said, these guys are gaining traction. They own. So guy from Def Jam called me back a couple weeks later asking me, hey, man, do you think if somebody was to get behind them, could they make money off them? And I said, well, yeah, I think if you package them up right, and they already got a buzz here, yeah, still not really knowing what's going on because he just kicking it with me. He just talking casual. Next time he called me, he's like, yeah, man, your man's gonna sign them. I'm like, who? He's like, Jeezy. I'm like, that's what all that information you was bleeding me for was for? He's like, yeah. He said, because I knew you was gonna tell me the truth, man. You're not biased when it comes to shit. And when he said he wanted me to break the news over the radio. All right, cool. I never told them about our previous conversation because I felt no need, you know what I mean? I wasn't looking for nothing. I wasn't looking for no signing bonus, you know what I mean? Give me a little piece of the cut. I wasn't looking for nothing. I was just happy that it happened for the dudes, you know what I'm saying? I was just happy to see it happen. But yeah, that's just me. And again, that's what makes me the biggest dog of them all.
You just the plug.
Yeah, that's just how I am, man. But not no more though. Like everything I'm doing now, I'm not allowing people to get away and not knowing what I do now.
Oh yeah, because the thing is, okay, so it's a tricky part of it. It's like, okay, you naturally want to help people, but sometimes when you play the role of being behind the scenes, it's like, okay, I'm not really getting further in my career because people don't know what I'm doing behind the scenes.
That part, and sometimes people act like they don't remember your part of what you did. So that's something I had to teach myself. Like, so how are you going to make the announcement of what you're doing without looking like you bragging or boasting when you just simply want to tell because it's going to further your career. Exactly. So I had to learn how to do that. Like, okay, no, I'm not bragging and boasting, but I'm definitely going to let you know that I was a part of this.
Yeah, you have to speak up.
Yeah.
So we know you're talented and have a variety of skill. Everything seems to flow so naturally. Despite you mentioning that when you're not working, you're laid back person, I never would have expected that.
Right.
You're an actor doing comedic short stories,
Uh-huh.
skits, you also have a character by the name of Woodward the Mac,
Right.
who is a riot to say the least.
Uh-huh.
You've had the likes of Sada Baby, Charlamagne the God, Helluva, T Grizzly, and Waka Flocka in on your sketches.
Mm-hmm.
How did you come up with the character?
Well, just going, I went through a breakup. And you go through a breakup, you're depressed, and you really ain't really trying to do too much because you're trying to heal or whatever. So I was spending a lot of time at home. I don't even think I was doing no clubs, and so I was just sitting at home, really just kind of like chilling and getting my mind together. And I started playing with the Instagram and started doing different characters, and I was doing this old character for some reason. Not before it was Woodward, it was just some old dude I was doing, and people was liking them. And so one of my coworkers was like, "Who was the old guy?" I was like, "I don't know, just some old nigga that just old niggas that I seen." So and so she's like, "You gotta have a name." I'm like, "Well, what should I call him?" She was like, "This guy's name can be like Woodward or something." I was like, "All right, Woodward." I call him Woodward the Mac, and I just started doing it all the time. Woodward the Mac, and just coming up with different ideas with him. And then he's supposed to have been a guy that lived with me. Um, and everybody was like, "Well, where you come from?" I was like, "I ain't thinking that far ahead. You know what I'm saying? I'm just doing this shit. I don't know. He just giving me something to do." But it wound up being a big hit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just something I was just doing. The numbers was getting big, and then I started like, well, shit, I'm about to start taking them outside now. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So I went and got on Amazon, bought some old clothes and the shoes with the fish tanks in them, and just started moving around. So that's when we did the T Grizzly and Sada Baby first. That was the first one we did. That was major. You know what I mean? Then I had T Grizzly. We did another one with him, and I mean, Waka Flocka was just having to be up there during Halloween time, and I got him in it, and it was a whole lot of people I was gonna do. You know what I'm saying? It was just I didn't know they were at the station, and it was crazy because the station was loving it so bad. Anybody that I would say I want to do that with, they would say, "You need to do this with him." I seen Vivian Green there. She was doing this play. I forget the name of the play. And I said, "Damn, I would have loved to do that with Vivian Green." Saying, "Damn, baby, you put me on an emotional roller coaster," because that was her big song. I'm like, "You put me on this emotional roller coaster. I'm chasing you around. You up here doing plays. Is that what you're doing? Playing games?" I had the whole thing in my head. If I had the chance, yeah. And then I think Pam was up there. Tashina Arnold, she was up there. I would have had a great time with that. But and then of course time went on. I kind of let it die, but let it go away. But my friend that got this movie, he wrote a script for Woodward the Mac like 2 years ago when I was doing it in the prime, 2-3 years ago. But we never did the movie.
Yeah.
So now we're doing the movie because he kept saying, "Man, I want to do." I said, "Well, listen, all right, I'm gonna tell you this. I would do the movie. I'm not really interested in really doing the skits no more because I'm doing so much other stuff. I don't really have time. But I tell you what, I will do this for you. I will do it because you saw the character and you thought so much of it. I'll put my all into it." So that's how we wound up doing the movie.
Awesome.
But I told him you had to take the lead on it, bro, because I'm not taking the lead on it when it comes to getting the cameraman and all that. That's you do all that, and I'm in there.
Okay, so yeah, that was my next point. So you said you have the movie, and it's actually premiering this fall in October 17th. And actually, I had someone coincidentally before last night give me a flyer on my car.
Yeah, he said he was doing it. It's crazy.
Like a street team together.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's scaring me too, because I'm like, damn, it's a lot going on that I don't know. So, not scaring me in a bad way. It's just like
it's gonna be big.
Yeah, I think it may be big. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy part is I'm not even really doing the work. So it's like I have to be ready if this shit do take off. Oh shit! So what am I gonna do? Like, am I gonna get back in character with this shit? Am I? You know what I'm saying? You just never know what's gonna happen with it. But I'm prepared because I wanted Woodward the Mac when I first started doing it. I was gonna have Woodward the Mac to be doing these appearances as a DJ, doing like a 20-minute set, a 10-15-minute set, playing old school music, talking shit.
Yeah.
Pimp shit, getting the people to, and they would love it. I know they would. They would love it.
Yeah. So it just opened up you to possibly have him booked as a separate
personality.
personality.
Yep, because I did. As a matter of fact, somebody asked me to come to Indianapolis and be in a video. Paid me $1,000 to come out there.
Wow.
I said, how would get $1,000 to appear before I did?
That's what's up.
$500. My bad. It was $500. I'm like, but still,
Yes, an
you
appearance.
you got an appearance for $500.
Can't beat it. And also with that film premiere, that's directed by who?
My man DJ, Hustle, Circle My Media.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. I always wanted to do something funny. I didn't want to do the typical gangster shoot niggas and all that wild shit. I mean, that's just so typical. I understand that's where we are and shit here, but we also can have fun and laugh.
Yeah.
So
bring the variety.
yeah, anything that's funny, I'm with. You know what I'm saying? I don't need too much of a serious role, but I wouldn't mind doing that a little later. But let me get a couple of funny skits in first, and if that's my role, then fine, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I'm with that because trust me, all the drama shit, I didn't live it. I don't need to portray it or replay it. So give me the funny stuff.
Yes, you're the fun-loving.
Yeah.
You came up with so many legends in the industry who made a lot of history and created a name for themselves. I know you mentioned that you look up to Reggie Reg, but are there any other people that you saw as a mentor or looked up to?
Yeah, Gary Chandler.
Mm-hmm.
Don Q was my peer. We were working together, but he showed me a lot because we used to work out with the DJing tip.
Mm-hmm.
But he was just too much. Like he was like a nigga in the gym.
As far as the advance.
Yeah, it's like he just never stopped. Like we'd do a party for 4 or 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Go home, he still want to DJ some more and practice.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, we just did 5 fucking hours at a club. Damn, what more do you want? So it was like, you know what, man, you are way too serious. but it shows when he DJs.
Yeah.
You can hear how precise, how clean everything is. I was doing some stuff. I was keeping up with him. He was happy, like, okay, yeah. And I just went, that's like, I'm gonna go this way, man. I'm gonna stick to being a host and having fun. You just way too serious. You got videos up on every fucking screen in here. Look at this. Look what he's doing here. Look at this shit. Look at the blast. Come here. You gotta try this. I'm like, fuck that. So, but I did learn a lot from him.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it's a lot of people that have learned a lot from Don. You can hear it to this day on the radio or in the clubs. Certain things that he do, you can hear it. So he definitely changed. He brought something to the table.
Yes, very true. And how did you navigate the pressure of being around so many greats? It takes a lot of confidence to not get overwhelmed.
Because I was a fan.
Mm-hmm. And
so
you understood your lane.
Yeah, I wasn't never out trying to outshine none of them. Mm-hmm. I was just happy to be there. So I was able to pick up things from them versus trying to go in there and outdo them. Mm-hmm. As long as I've been on the radio to this day, we're talking 20 years.
Yes.
I still go in and got respect for Bush. No matter what. No, you know what I'm saying? No matter what my status may be out here on the streets or on the radio, any of that, that's the Bush man.
Yes.
And I'm going to always respect him as that. And I'm going to always talk to him like that. It's like, your parents, you walk into the house, you're going to be a certain way with them. Yes. You're going to always, you might be a while, you might have just came in from cussing your ass off, but when you get in, hey, ma, how you doing? That's the way I treat them all because they were in this game longer than me. And I'm going to always respect them as that. So that's why I was able to deal with it. Because I never went in with no motive to outdo them. When you trying to outdo, that's where the pressure come on.
Exactly.
Because now you trying to outdo me and you want me to know what you about. That's too much pressure.
You taking it as competition and something you can learn from.
Yeah, I ain't trying to. I wasn't in competition with none of them. None of them. No, I was learning from them. Wasn't trying to impress them or nothing. So.
Just being yourself.
Just being myself and getting it from them. So when they do say they seen something, that makes me feel good to this day. If they see something, they be like, yo, man, I heard something or I seen something that was good. Yeah, that made me feel good. I'm a student of the game, man. That's why I stay relevant because I'm steady learning.
Yes.
I'm learning from everyone. I'm never gonna. What I did last year is what I did last year.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? What I did when we first started this that was then. We got to get ready for tomorrow.
video, mixtape, and live showcases,
Mm-hmm.
which you are now taking on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
Big step, and I think that's awesome. Just another example of how things can happen for you just if you prepare yourself and put in work.
Mm-hmm.
I saw you post that it's being this upcoming showcase, the Michigan Gangster Showcase, is being held August 25th
Mm-hmm.
at Satch's Bar and Grill of Pontiac.
Mm-hmm.
What can participants expect at this upcoming showcase?
Well, basically, the reason why I'm taking it on the road now, because I used to, for two reasons. A lot of artists don't even know how to move around. They don't know how to move around themselves. So it's going to take a person like me that understand that you got to move around. I'm going to have to bounce you around. Now, again, I can take you places. I can shine a light on you. Now, what you do with it is what you do with it. I'm taking you to Pontiac. I got another couple places that I'm working on. I can take you to these places, but all I can do is take you there. The rest is on you. You know what I mean? So what you can expect is just pretty much how we do it at the Berlin, man. We just gonna turn up, have a good time. You know, you videotaping. I'm showing the highlights of it on my social media, and that's that. You know what I mean? Hopefully something gives, but that be what I be trying to teach these people, man. You can't just be no rapper.
You gotta go out and get it.
You gotta go out. You gotta be a promoter. You know what I'm saying? If you see me plugging you on this is what kills me about these rappers too. I want to say this. You motherfuckers is something else. You might have only 300 followers, and you'll see me post all like 3-4 artists, you and 2 other artists, in the promo video. You motherfuckers won't post it. You have nerve say, "Hey, do me one by myself." First of all, I'm the one with the 17,000 followers that everybody know me. They don't know you, and I'm willing to put you and 2 other people on my social media and shout y'all out, but you can't do it for another motherfucker?
Exactly.
What kind of shit? That's why you're not gonna make it. So you want me to just, hey, do one for me. You don't want to post, but if it was Lil Baby and you and what's the name, Rick Ross or whoever, oh, you'll post that, but you can't post it with a nigga that your people don't know. My people don't know you. Somebody said that to me. Why you keep putting all these no-name ass motherfuckers on your... I'm like, bro, one day they might take off. And I got proof that I was fucking with them.
And that you just showing appreciation for someone who supported your...
Yes. So it's all that. I don't... That's, again, back to what I said. I don't worry about shining the light on nobody. Now, what you do with it is what you do with it.
Exactly. Yes. Okay.
You niggas make me sick.
You've done so many world premieres and exclusive drops for the city. When you get artists that stop by during a press run or what have you, and you interview and talk with so many people of all sorts of backgrounds, which is why I wanted to get some of the history on record from myself, from the man himself. So often we let time go by and only take note and pay attention to people when it's too late and they can't be here to accept the level of appreciation that exists for them. You've got so much history we just all really never would know. What are some of the most memorable stories or situations you've experienced in the media world and with your peers?
All right, so you talking about big name artists or either or?
Just the ones that stick out for you.
All right, well, I think the number one would probably be like Chris Brown. Okay, so I remember I met Chris. I didn't meet Chris Brown, but I seen Chris Brown. I remember when he did the song "Run It," and the label was pushing it, and we used to go to this shit called Mix Your Power Summit. Back in the day, they'd fly us like to Puerto Rico or Bahamas, Dominican Republic. So I think it was the Bahamas trip, and Chris Brown was 16 or 17, and he had the song "Run It," and I just remember him being in the pool, and it's like, yeah, that's the guy Chris Brown right there. So he was dancing in the pool and shit like that. And I was like, oh, okay. T-Pain was there, and he sung "I'm in Love with a Stripper." Everybody was laughing at him because they didn't know him at the time. I got a bigger one. Rick Ross. I remember this is because I was trying to think of something that was dope. Now I remember Rick Ross. I went to this one of the what's some guys not Coalition, but damn I can't Core DJs. Okay. Core DJs retreat. It was in Houston, Texas, and we was at the hotel, and I was sitting in the lobby, or in somewhere. I was in somewhere in the hotel. It was outside the room, of course, and I seen this guy walking. He had on a black Dickie outfit, big nigga. He had the. I remember him dressed to the T. Black Dickie outfit with the black Nike boots, and he was walking by, and he had some people behind him. Now, I didn't know who he was. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, this nigga must be one of the head kingpins around the city, and he up in here seeing who in his motherfucking city. That's what I'm thinking. And I'm sitting in the chair, he walked by about 3. I'm like, what in the fuck is this nigga? And, couple months later, he came to Detroit. Okay. Now, I remember the song Push It. I didn't know what he looked like. Okay. He comes to the station. I'm like, that's that guy. And it was him. We was at Sinbad's. Wow. And I tell him the story. I said, man, you was in there, man. And I said, you was exactly looking like who you were. A boss, nigga. That's what I thought you was like the head street nigga. I did not know who the fuck it was. Mm-hmm. So we at Sinbad's. And then we take Rick Ross to a strip club right there on Plymouth and Southfield. Nobody knew who he was. He was sitting in there. We was playing this record. In the cut. He was just sitting there looking. He was looking at the shit. He had this look on his face like, y'all don't know me now, but one day y'all gonna know me. Wow. We got him in there. Yeah, no shit. We got him in there on Southfield and Plymouth for free. Oh my goodness. You never get him in there again. Never. You never get him in there again. Historic. Classic. I said, damn. Sure did. Hey, Rick Ross, I'm waiting on my plaque. We just sent back because they gave us these Jeezy plaques, right? Okay. And now him and Jeezy was on the same label. So when they gave us the Jeezy plaques, he's like, next year I'm gonna make sure y'all can get y'all's next year. And I'm like, okay, cool. Didn't know he was gonna blow up though, so but he did. We never got our goddamn plaques. All right, we waiting. I'm waiting on my plaques now. Shit. Okay. So switching gears, you recently launched offering voiceovers as a service, and which is great to see. You got to keep your irons in the fire, mm-hmm. Say. And although voiceover works come with radio, you've become a whole entrepreneur, mm-hmm. with the notoriety you acquired, mm-hmm. from doing gigs as a host to creating your own platform and presenting events. Mm-hmm. Do you think radio helped assist you with some of the routes you took with, mm-hmm. adding streams of, mm-hmm. income, mm-hmm. or were these options you considered previously? No, radio definitely was because I was doing voiceover spots for them, and I started seeing people that I knew that was no longer in radio. They were doing voiceover spots. I would hear their voice on the radio, on my station or a different station, and so I'm like, damn. What the fuck are you doing that for? You know what I'm saying? So then I started talking to people. Actually, I remember somebody was telling me about doing voiceover. They was getting like $400 to read a script. Wow. He's like, damn, this guy just read this script. He got $400. And I'm like, God damn, for real? Now, I ain't thinking much of it, you know what I'm saying? But when I started hearing my people that I knew on different things, that popped in my head. I'm like, damn, that motherfucker might be getting $400 to read. You know what I'm saying? So then when I got my bug when somebody paid me $100 just to read a 30-second script. And that was just to read. I didn't even produce it. I just went in the booth and read it, and he gave me $100 for it. I'm like, God damn. Quick money. Yeah, I'm like, damn, I knew it'd come now. But then I started, you know what I'm saying? Then I started getting into the producing part of it, mm-hmm. and where I put the music behind it, get my own sounds and horns and whistles and shit, and really doing it the way I wanted to. So that took the price up a little more. And then I started doing the videos to it as well. So that took the price up a little more. Still not getting what they're getting. You know what I mean? I ain't getting I'm not getting $400-$500 for it yet, but I'm sure I will once, like somebody told me, once people start knowing that you're doing it, mm-hmm. then your shit gonna go up. So. Yeah, right now the price is a little low. You can get a nice little package from me for something, but that price is gonna go up the better I get. Yes. So make sure you get with Bigg Dawg for all this voiceover. Yeah. That actually started during the pandemic. I was doing music videos off the Michigan Gangster mixtape. So I wasn't trying to shoot nobody's official video. I just didn't want to just do a mixtape and just put it out there on social media or my YouTube channel and they ain't had no visuals.
Yeah.
So I shot my video, my version of their song.
Yeah.
It was never their official video.
Like
and
a promo.
No, it was, we'll shoot it. But it was my video of you.
Yeah, it was promotion.
Yeah, it was promotion purposes. Yeah, it wasn't, and I told him that. I was like, yo, this is, because I wasn't good at it. So I was okay, but I wasn't, you don't pay me to do this part. You know what I'm saying? So they would pay to get on the mixtape, and I'll shoot the video for free. You know what I'm saying? But somebody's like, yo, you do pretty good. So I tried it a couple times, but I was like, I see other people that's way better, and I'm doing a whole lot of other stuff, so I can just do these little quickies and, you know what I'm saying, versus doing that. But I will shoot. I got the cameras and stuff, and I have been saying I wanted to get back out there and fuck with it a little more, but I don't know how far I want to go with it.
And like you said, you got so much other things.
I got so much other stuff, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind being a jack of all trades, but shooting them videos, man, we was in New York. I was shooting these Money Babies video. We was in New York and we shot that shit. I'm like, we was freezing out there too.
Wow.
Woo! I was like, yeah.
That's not for you.
Yeah, like, nah, I think I'll just do the voiceover and do these little 30 seconds videos and call it a day, till I get better.
Exactly. And I think that's important. So, acknowledgement of self and just knowing that there's always room to improve and not stretching yourself too thin.
Oh, yeah, I'm my worst critic, though. You know what I'm saying? Anything that you're going to say about me, you might be late, because I already done peeped that. And I got some other shit that's fucked up that I need to work on too. So you're not hurting my feelings unless you're trying to dog me, you know what I'm saying? But I'm always looking and saying, that shit didn't work. Damn, I could have did that shit better than that.
So you on your head worse than anybody
I'm
else?
on my head worse than anybody else.
What's next for you, and do you see yourself stepping away from radio and focusing on other things anytime soon?
Radio have to get rid of me.
Okay.
As long as they keep me there, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no problem with radio, man. Like, it's always been something I wanted to do.
It's not gotten old to you.
Nah, man. And they treat me, but they love me. You know what I'm saying? So I no matter how I might be on some bullshit sometimes, they never turn their back on me, and I can't turn my back on them because they never let me down, and I be on some shit sometimes. Like, just don't know what bag I'm coming out of sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And they like, but when this guy's good, this guy's good.
Yeah.
And as long as they recognize that. If I can find me a woman that feel like that, then I'll be good.
You in the game. Okay, what does retirement look like for the dog? What are some steps you've taken to be prepared for retirement?
Well, that's why I'm, the different streams of income, to be saving some money, and I be thinking about that. I've talked to people about, man, I can't do this forever. So I'm more. That's what another thing with the Michigan Gangster. I don't want to be a host all the time. I don't mind coming out and being seen, but that's why I got like Kim and all those other people hosting. I hire a DJ to do it. It's not. I could do it all and save money, but no, it's time for me to level it up. Like, all right, here, you do it, and I'll pay you to do it.
Yeah.
And it just puts me in position
to help others
and get me ready for the sit back. But if I need to get out there, I can do it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But nah. So when you asking about retirement, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to set myself up to where I don't have to work as hard. I don't have to turn it on all the time.
And you could possibly fade into being behind the scenes more.
Yeah, yeah, and that's great because I want it to be when I come out, it's special.
Yeah.
Like, damn, they go Blast. Nigga, what you been? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Versus they already be happy to see me, but they'd be more ecstatic to see me if they ain't seen me in a while and everything is good. You know what I mean? It ain't like I fell off. You know what I'm saying?
You want a little bit more mystery to you.
Yeah. So that's why when they do see me, I give it my all because I want that experience each time they see me. I want it to be special to them, something they can remember, something they can laugh about. Be like, this motherfucker Blast crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that's work in itself.
It's true.
That's work in itself, keeping that energy up and making everybody around you feel good. It's work. Because you got some people that just, you be feeling like, damn, I don't feel cool around them. I don't want that.
You don't feel. Hold on, what you mean about don't?
Like, you know, you just like the energy is like, maybe I don't feel like he want me around or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
I'm more to, I want when these people come around me, that experience they had with Bigg Dawg was so pleasant, was so cool, was so fun.
Yes. So, and wanted to be consistent. Yes.
Yeah, so that's why I say I know what they looking for when they see me. I know exactly what they expecting when they see me. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Is that making sense?
Brand association.
Yeah, well, not even that. It's just like if you see Blast, you know you're gonna hear loud. You're gonna hear a loud voice. You probably gonna get a laugh. You're gonna see the smile.
Yes.
You never gonna see me like this.
Down in the dumps. Yes.
You not. That ain't for you to see. So that's what I mean.
All those things are associated with your brand.
Exactly. And I tell you where that came from. I met Juvenile. Well, you know, of course I met him and interviewed him, but I seen him on different occasions.
Oh.
And when he seen me, one of the last time he seen me, he's like, man, every time I see you, man, you got the same attitude. Like you always upbeat. And that made me say, well, I want to make sure that's what everybody see. That they always see Blast in a good mood. And you know what I'm saying? Just like that.
Yes, consistency is appreciated. I think that's very necessary because it makes it predictable, but in a good way.
Yeah, well, you got people that's consistently assholes or always down in the dumps. You know.
That's when it's predictable in a bad way.
Yeah, predictable in a bad way. So yeah, when you see me, you guarantee you gonna get a smile unless we have an issue. But I don't have no issues with nobody. Nobody got more issues with me than I got with them. So.
Yes. All right. For the sake of brevity and not taking up too much more of your time, do you have any closing comments?
Yeah, man. Just just always whatever you're doing, just be a student of this game. You know, the game of life. Period, man. Remain a student. That's when you can stay relevant. You can learn so much more. Cause I just remember me coming up in the game, and the old heads before me, they was always talking about what it was like when they was in the game or whatever it may have been. It could be whatever, cooking, street shit, whatever. Always talking about what it was. And I said, I don't ever want to be like them motherfuckers, because you still living on what it was, nigga. It's a whole new different day. So that's what I said, man, just always remain a student. Learn from anybody. I can learn from a fucking 14-year-old if he got some game to teach me, and I'm going to take that shit.
Very true. So, you got to be open-minded when it comes to dealing with different people.
Exactly.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We already older, you know what I mean? I'm already older, but I'm not washed up, you know what I'm saying? I can keep up with the youngs, you know what I'm saying?
Very true.
Yeah, so that's my closing. Just remain a student of the game, man. Go after what you want. Stay passionate about what you're doing. Try not to lose that passion. If you start losing the passion, then you probably need to change direction. Because if you lose the passion, it's gonna show in your work and whatever you're doing. Have fun with it. I have fun with everything that I do. Even if I don't feel like it, because I don't feel like doing it, I'm just not gonna do it. But once I get in that zone, I just start to go. Okay.
And just one last thing, tell us your YouTube and where we can find you on social media.
Yeah, Bigg Dawg Blast, BIGGDAWG Blast. That's everything from YouTube to Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. I ain't did shit on my TikTok yet, but I just don't know what to do with that yet.
Understood. But it's coming.
Yeah, I just ain't figured that part out yet.
All right. So thanks so much for your time with me here today. And until next time, this is Detroit Babe signing out.
All right.